Right then, welcome to today's podcast. We have DeeJam. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, DeeJam, yeah.
I actually didn't realise until the other day your name's actually James, even though it says it on your Twitter.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
well, I've been following you for probably nearly a year now and didn't even realise your name was James until about 10 minutes ago.
I know, everyone just calls me DeeJam, it's absolutely fine.
Right, I suppose we've started with you and might as well continue with you. How did you get into doing what you do today?
Well, to be honest, it all came about because I just got fed up with going to watch modern football, so to speak. I'm a Norwich season ticket holder, and I've been there for, well, since I was 5 years old, so that would have been, just over 20 years. And I just got to a point where I just started to get fed up with the way that the game had gone, the way that football was going, what was going on with Norwich, the fan base, etc. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go, I'm just going to have some time away from it. And I had 2 weeks away, didn't go to any games, didn't involve myself in any football. And then I saw that Ellis from Away Days was coming down to Stowmarket, which is my home club,
Yeah.
to watch a game. And I just thought, you know what, I've never been down there myself, so I'll go and watch the game before he turned up, and just got hooked, and it kind of evolved from there really. And then I thought, well, I might as well vlog what it is I'm doing and see whether or not that something comes of it. And it's just kind of grown from there really. It's just kind of snowballed, and it is what it is today basically.
It's like fair enough to go to a game, but what made you turn on your camera or even bring your camera in the first place?
Well, I'd seen what Ellis from Away Days had been doing, and then when I went on a holiday to Luxembourg of all places, and I knew there was a game going on. So I said to my wife, I'm just going to record this and see whether or not people like it for the channel, because there had been predominantly Football Manager content on the channel prior to that.
Yeah.
And I just said, look, if I record it and people like it, then it's something that I'll do when I get back home. But if not, it was a nice experiment. Let's just kind of see what happens, really. And it went down really well. Gained quite a few subscribers from doing it. And then I thought, well, I can't record the standard Football League stuff because obviously copyrights, and you have to be so careful about what you can and can't record, etc. So I'll go to Stowmarket, I recorded them, and then I started going to a few local places and started recording some of their games. And then the requests started coming in where people were then directly messaging me saying, can you come along to our game? Would really like you to turn up. And as I said, it's just gone from there.
Yeah, I kind of just. Where did you What were you doing last season? Was it kind of similar stuff to that, or?
No, I've been building up a bit of a following from August right through till December, and then I injured my ankle, where I tore ligaments in my ankle, and then that effectively wiped out what would have been the 17-18 season. So I was only kind of doing those games as and when there was a local game to me, so I wasn't every weekend going out of my way to do it. But then, that kind of wiped out the rest of that season, and it was only last August, just gone, that really the kind of channel really kicked on another gear. Having those months off from work and off from actually the channel allowed me to do some proper research into what leagues I was going into, what clubs I was going into, what their kind of backgrounds were, what the whole situation around each club was, and really just gave me that kind of step back that I needed to not just turn up to any game and record for no particular reason, but for an actual purpose behind it. So it's probably only really been this season that he's kind of really taken off and gone onto its own level.
You've probably accustomed yourself with a lot of new teams recently. Have you got one of like a favourite one that you go to more often than others?
Probably Stowmarket, to be honest. It's my local club. It's literally 15-20 minute walk away from my house. Adam, who is very close to the channel, who also runs our website, is a massive Stow season ticket holder. Big fan as well. So we try to go to as many games as down there as we possibly can, like on a Tuesday night or whatever. But yeah, I'd probably say Stowmarket. it's really difficult to pick a favourite other than Stowe, because every club bar sort of like one or two has treated me really, really well whenever I've got there, and has been so welcoming. So I can't really pick a team other than Stowe, who are my local team, that I'd really say are kind of like my favourite. But just because I want to see Stowe do well, I'd probably have to say them.
You're talking about the good experiences. If you had any, not exactly bad experiences, but stuff where you're like, maybe I won't come back next week.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was one game which I'm not going to mention who they were. They know all about it. But I turned up and was told I was going to be welcomed and greeted there. There was nobody there. I started recording, did what I had to do, and was then told, yeah, don't worry. If you wait behind here, we'll have somebody interview. Someone will come and have a bit of a chat with you. And we waited for an hour for somebody to turn up, and we were the last people there in the bar, waiting for this other person to turn up. And my wife was with me that day. She was absolutely fuming. I was angry as well, and yeah, it left a little bit of a sour taste. And to be honest, it was one of those weekends where I was in the car on the way home, and I just sort of said to her, I really don't want to upload this video. I really, really don't want to upload it, because they don't deserve. They just don't deserve to have that video kind of put up. But then I felt bad on the away team, because the away team were really good with me and had a bit of a chat as well. So yeah, there was one occasion. Always springs to mind.
Do you get any weird looks when you're filming the game? I know it's a bit of a stigma with like proper league games with everyone having the camera out, but I think it's a little bit different on non-league.
I don't really know about the looks, to be honest, because I'm so focused on the game itself that I'm not really kind of paying attention to what's going on around me. But whenever other people have come along to games with me, they always say, "Do you realise that people are staring at you?" I'm just like, no, they're not. I'm so engrossed in the game, I'm not really aware of what's really going on. But I suppose at non-league level, everyone's so appreciative of you taking the time and effort to come and watch them. I think most people are quite grateful for it. So any sort of coverage is great coverage for them. So really, I don't know about weird looks, but I think most people, whenever they're more than welcome. They're more than happy to. But you get the occasional club that don't want to have anybody recording them, and that's absolutely fine. You just kind of move on from that, and you just sort of don't really hold it against them. There are some clubs where they don't want to have. I suppose the social media is quite powerful, isn't it? Really, and I think some clubs don't. If an incident happens and it's beyond their control, they don't know whether or not I'm going to upload it. I may or may not. So it's difficult, I suppose, from that perspective. Some clubs don't want to get involved in it, and that's absolutely fine.
Do you get any like requests from like players? I know I get it quite a lot. Whether after a game, if someone scored like a good goal, they'll ask the clips. You get stuff like that.
Yeah, I do. I get people sort of messaging me saying, "Oh, can you send me over that clip, etc. Did you get my tackle or anything like that?" I never do. I never send it over to them, because I want that as part of the video. And if I start sending little clips every single time, A, it's going to take up a lot of my time, but B, then if they've got that clip, they then show that to their kind of social media profiling, then why would they come and watch? Why would they come and watch my video when they've seen part of what they wanted to see anyway? If you see what I mean. So I never send it. I always say to them, yeah, well, it will be in the video. If you want to watch it, then the video will be live tomorrow morning, etc. Kind of like a little bit of a teaser, really. I know it's a little bit selfish from my part, but obviously I want as many people as possible to watch my stuff. And if that particular player is only interested in watching what he just did, then that's one less view for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't exactly do it myself, but I can see where you're coming from. I just feel like by doing that, I feel like if you get bad press by doing that, and you might have a couple views decrease, but you might have a better reputation overall.
No, I get what you mean, but as I said, from my perspective, I'm trying to build a brand around what I do, and as I said, it's more about the time aspect of it. Really, is that if I've then got to get that particular clip ready to then send over to them as a kind of completely separate thing. I might do it sort of like a couple of weeks down the line, but the requests are sort of very rare, to be honest. Most people are quite happy to wait for the video to go live the following day. That I got a couple of requests at the beginning of the season for it, but then I think people quickly realised that that's not how he's going to do it. I'm just going to have to wait and be a little bit patient, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think most people that do that aren't that bothered about doing it. They're just a little bit impatient. They can't wait until whether it's going to be the morning or whenever it's rendered.
Yeah, I think to be honest, if they're kind of like on a night out and they're, I did this amazing bit of skill earlier. Oh, let me see if I can try and get hold of that clip. They then message you, and I've had a couple of times where people are on the nights out and whatnot, and they're with their mates and they want to show them and whatnot. But I think that's, to be honest, where it comes from mainly.
Yeah, I've had players that got like long journeys back, and I'm like, they've basically got nothing to do on the way back, so I might as well send them the clip. So at least they can show them, and then hopefully they can say, "Oh yeah, who filmed that game?" And then hopefully they can watch the video when that comes out.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both sides of it, but I want to, I just kind of go one way with it.
I suppose if at least you're consistent with it, so people actually know not to message you and just wait for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I just don't want, I think people, as I said, people know, and they're quite patient with it. So as people are happy to wait for the next morning. It's not like they have to wait a huge amount of time. I always get my videos out the following morning. So there's not too much of a wait.
I don't know if it's just me, but have you ever thought of putting it? Say if you got a Saturday at 3:00, have you ever tried to put it out the same night?
To be honest with me, I like. There has been the odd temptation, etc., but it's all about when I can get back and when I can actually start editing the videos. Because with the way that I edit and the process that I do and the graphics I put into it, it can take quite a long time to get the video rendering. And most times I have 2 videos normally done. If I've got the game itself, then plus 2 interviews, what I've been doing this season is getting the video, getting the 3 videos done. But I'm normally then leaving my computer to render the 3rd video overnight, so that I then come back the following morning to make sure that all 3 are ready to go. But as of this season, I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. Whether or not that means the games will come out the night before, I don't know. I don't think so. Just because it puts a lot of pressure on yourself then to make sure that it's all okay. Whereas if I can then have a Saturday night where, maybe I want to go out or I've got something going on, and then people are then saying, well, where's the video? Where's the video? It's always out on a Saturday. Whereas now I can just have a little bit of time to just, maybe relax for half an hour, maybe an hour or so, and then get going. It then doesn't put so much pressure on myself, and it gives people something to do on a Sunday morning before they get up and do whatever they want to do as well.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it might even be a downfall of my channel, because I've got uploading it at like 11, 12 o'clock, and then you've got basically like between 6-7 hours where people just aren't watching the video, and YouTube aren't going to push it, are they?
Well, yeah, this is it. It's about being clever with your timings. Like I said, for me, I think probably the earliest I could get it out would be about 11ish. But are people going to be up at that sort of time? And you are right. YouTube's algorithm does it that it's all about the amount of views you get to begin with to promote it first thing. And if I can promote it the night before, if I can get a little bit of hype surrounded around it, and then first thing in the morning, again, jump straight on Twitter, promote it, only an hour to go before the video's out, that kind of stuff like that. Get a little bit of buzz about it. And then the moment the video goes live, you then promote it, you're straight on it first thing. There's you've then already got a core audience of people waiting for it to go live. before, beforehand. So it does help because we all know how YouTube's algorithms work. They're very complicated to understand. But as you quite rightly said, if you've got 6 or 7 hours where no one's watching a video, and then you try promoting it again, it's weird. I mean, no one truly knows how the algorithm works, do they? No, let's be honest. No one really knows what the hell YouTube is, what goes on with that system.
Not even sure YouTube really knows, to be honest.
No, you're probably right.
Even the people that set the algorithm to have it in the first place, even people like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever get people, like, because you do it in the morning, get, like, bad reactions, like, oh yeah, or, like, people a little bit salty about, oh yeah, if I want the video now, then stuff like that, or not really?
I suppose I haven't really had anything like that so far, because, again, I think people, especially at the level of football that I record, are so grateful that someone's actually taken the time out of their day to do that I think most people are quite calm. And I said I've built it up now that every single weekend people know that 9 o'clock or 9:30 on Sunday morning the video is going to be there. So I don't really have people kind of pressuring me to release it early or anything like that. They just know that that's when the video is going to be out. And I talk to everyone that I go to play, that I go to record with. I talk to management and players before and after the game, so everyone knows what the situation is. So I've never really had any kind of pressure to release a video early or anything like that. So I think it's all about communication, really. It's just if those guys have got an expectation of when it's all going to be done, then there's not going to be any disappointment. So it's just about talking to them before and after.
Do you get any, like, I don't know whether I'm just putting a negative thing on this, but do you ever get anything like with the clubs when you talk to them, like, we don't want this bit out, but like trying to have control of your content, or?
No, I mean, the only incident I've really had is where there was a fight between two clubs that the referee said to me after the game, look, both clubs have decided that they don't want that kind of thing in the video. I'm not going to report it. Are you okay with that? And I just said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Just not put the video, just not put it in. But no, again, I think they're quite open to the fact that someone again has taken the time to do that. They're quite, as long as I'm not saying anything bad about the club, which I never do. I'm quite positive with the videos I do. So as long as I'm not saying anything negative about them, I can't really see why anybody would be against what it is I do. I've had a club say that they don't want me to come along, which is absolutely fine, and the reasons they gave were completely understandable. But yeah, there's not really been much backlash, to be honest.
On the other hand, has there been any clubs that have gone properly above and beyond, like even what your wildest dreams, and they've gone above it?
Yeah, there's quite a few, to be honest. Stowmarket have always been quite good with promoting my stuff. Henley Athletic, who are in the SIL, they go above and beyond. Old Newton do. Just trying to think who else does now. There's quite a few, not necessarily the club profiles, but a lot of the managers and players. I have a lot of regulars who always promote it and will retweet it and send the links around, etc. But I think from a club's perspective, unless it's there, unless you're going to watch them, it's what I don't know. Some of them may not be open to promoting it, and that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fair enough. But yeah, there are a few clubs that no matter what I do, they always retweet it, always like it, always leave a comment, that kind of stuff like that. So there are quite a few regulars that are always there to support us.
Do you ever get people that usually wouldn't even watch videos like this come up to you and say stuff during the game about your videos, or?
Yeah, I get quite a lot of people coming up to us and just saying, "Oh, thanks very much for what you're doing. I really appreciate it." That's always nice to hear. Um, it's always a bit weird as well. I never know how to react to it. Of course, why people always, or whenever they do, I'm like sort of like a deer in a headlight sort of thing. I'm like, "Oh, cheers." I never really know how to react to it. It's still quite new to me when people coming up and saying, thank you very much for for doing what you do, etc. It's always a weird feeling, but yeah, getting used to it. Slowly getting used to it anyway.
Do you get any people that you wouldn't expect to do it? Like at Western, I had one of the people that like give out raffle ticket. I think no, it's like a golden goal thing. If you
Right.
and
Oh,
there's,
but sort of like the tea ladies and stuff like that.
yeah, and then like, they watch it. And I was like, really? I
Yeah.
didn't. I don't know why I didn't expect them to do it, but
I suppose it all depends on what the club does to promote it as well. If they sort of let everyone know, then you are going to get anyone from the club doing it. Talking about it and watching it, etc. But um, yeah, it all comes down to the club, really, doesn't it? What they're prepared to do.
I think most of the stuff that I get is with some of the bigger clubs. It's more of the players that play for the club rather than the actual club promoting it.
Right.
Do you get? Have you experienced that with some?
Well, to be honest, it's unless the club is not active on social media, I always contact them a week or two in advance anyway, and just say, look, are you happy for me to come along? Is there anything you don't want me to be doing? Is there anything I can do? I always give them sort of ample notice so that there's never any, just me rocking up going, oh, hi guys, I'm here today. And not everyone's kind of caught off guard. So, again, I said it earlier, it all comes down to communication, really. You've got to have that kind of dialogue with the club because you've got to make sure that they're comfortable with it. Obviously, they need to give their players and staff ample enough time to be comfortable with it. And if any player's not, or any official or whatever is not comfortable with it, then we just don't do it. And that's just as simple as that. I'm not going to come along and record if people are not happy for me to be there because at the end of the day, I need them promoting what I'm doing as much as I need them to be on board with it. So, there's got to be that two-way street.
I never really thought about that. Really, I've never really messaged a club before I'm going. It's usually a thing of like Saturday morning at like 8 o'clock. It's like there's a couple of games on today. Which one am I going to? And then just go rather than actually message the club.
I try to build up I try to get the schedule out before the month kicks off so that people know that I'm coming along. And then, as I said, normally a couple of weeks beforehand, I'll then start sort of messaging them and just, as I said, just making sure that that's okay. I used to do it where I'd just turn up and no one had a clue who I was, and all of a sudden I was just standing there recording stuff. But I always thought people were a bit funny about that. Whereas if they know I'm coming along, then I don't know. Or I've even had it where some people have said, a couple of our players have gone out to get their haircuts just in preparation for the fact that you're turning up with your camera, which is quite weird. But
yeah, that's very weird.
As I said, it's just I don't know. I like to have that communication with them before and afterwards as well. After the game and after the video's done and uploaded, etc. I like to keep in contact with all these people, find out how they're doing, and not just turning up for a video. Thank you very much. Thanks for promoting it, and then see you later. I want to keep in contact with these people on a regular basis. I want to be part of their world, so to speak. I want to be part of their community as much as they're a part of mine.
I think even though it's quite good that what you're doing, I kind of like the surprise where at like halftime players have seen like you're recording it, so they kind of like play up to the camera a bit.
Yeah, it's there's so many ways that people can go about doing it. I know I keep banging on about him, but Ellis, I know that he doesn't promote where he's going until he turns up on the day. And he's got over 50,000 subscribers, something like that. So. There's different ways of doing it. As I said, for me, I want to get deep into their world. I want people to be able to trust me enough that, as and when I need favours from these guys or need their help, that I can just turn around and just ask them. Because for me, I want this to become a part-time job. I want journalism, videography, whatever you want to call it. That's what I want to ultimately do now. So I've got to start establishing those contacts now, so that it's not too much of a daunting task as and when something comes up, and that I do this as a job.
You've told us about doing it as a part-time job. If it is like your dream, like doesn't matter really how realistic it is, but if someone was to come true from your dreams, what would be the thing that happened? Like, what? If you get on.
For absolute dream would be to be able to continue what I'm doing at the moment, which is recording the videos, but to work kind of freelance with a lot of people and just write articles for people, write reports, do match reviews and do sort of like weekly roundups, etc. I just want to be involved within football 24/7. It's the only thing I've ever liked. It's the only thing I've ever loved. Only thing I've ever been passionate about has been football, and I see a real market for this kind of stuff where people are getting so fed up with the top of the game that people are slowly starting to trickle down, and I want to be a part of it, and I want to give the non-league grounds a voice and a platform, really, and that would be the ultimate dream. I know it'd probably have to be on a part-time basis, to be honest, considering what it is I'd be doing. I think realistic, if you want to make that kind of thing a full-time job, you've got to be actively reporting on a league club, so to speak. But that would be the dream anyway. I mean, are you kind of in a similar sort of vein? Is that what you ideally want to be doing, or what's your kind of goals from it?
Sort of. I was thinking of going, not really the journalism kind of stuff about it, more the videography. Kind of just going to a game. Doesn't matter if it's a league game, doesn't matter if it's a non-league, if it's a Sunday league, if it's just a kick around with a couple mates that just happens to be 11-a-side. I just want to go to a game every single day and kind of just make that, give a big enough audience so I can just go to a game every night and make that a full-time job. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. If you can watch football every single day for a living, that's just perfect, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, like if you're like me and you can't play it to a certain standard, just being able to watch it is a phenomenal thing. And if I can do that on a regular basis, that's the dream. I don't want to be sitting in an office for the rest of my life, not pursuing a passion of mine. And I said the only thing that I'm really passionate about is football, and that's why I want to make a career out of it. It's taken me till I'm 28 years old to figure it out, but I got there eventually. But I've now just got to start putting the plans in motion to really get that done.
I think the hardest part about doing this stuff is there isn't exactly someone out doing it already, so you can't exactly use them as a role model.
Yeah.
There's people like Ellis who have started doing it, but not really to the extent to like you can call it a part-time job.
No. I think he's mentioned it a lot in terms of what he wants to do from it. I think he's found it very difficult to be able to sign up to certain places and to be able to get anything off the back of it. But it's about communication. It's about contacts. It's about knowing who to speak to, what kind of things you can be done, and it's just about asking people constantly, what can I do to help? And as I said, it's about getting as many contacts as you can, and then who knows, it might just be that one break that you didn't think was going to happen, and then it happens, and you're good to go. So you really don't know. As I said, it's just about establishing as many contacts as you can.
I suppose it's kind of quite a bit about when you get an opportunity, make sure you take it, even if you're not 100% sure on where it's going to go.
Yeah.
So you don't miss something that could propel your career or.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've just recently done it where I've just written an article for an Ipswich Town magazine. Obviously, being a Norwich fan, normally you'd get most people turn that down, but I'm not prepared to do that. I want to get involved in it. So if someone wants me to work on them, someone wants me to be part of what they're doing, then I'm all ears. So, that you had to put the rivalry side of it, things to one side, and just kind of get on with it, really. So, that was a good experience.
Have you got any plans for next season? Anything you're going to do different? Anything?
Yeah, I want to format the videos slightly differently. I want to make more content. Um, I've kind of got one or two ideas in mind at the moment, and myself and Adam, again, who I work closely with the website. We founded a non-league website, and we really want to take that to the next stage next season as well. So I mean, talks of we're constantly talking every single day about what we want to do next year. So there's going to be more content, and I need to start having stuff that I can be uploading during the week as well, rather than just the weekend stuff. I need to be able to have the channel constantly doing stuff throughout the week, as well as what normally goes up on a Sunday. I think for me next year, I've got to set up a proper schedule of, right, Sunday morning, the match is going to go live. Sunday evening, the interviews are going to go. Monday is going to be the new stuff. And then, I need to get, rather than just like 3 videos all within the space of an hour, right, they're on the channel and people can watch them whenever they want. I need to have it staggered and just consistent over the course of the week. So there's plenty of stuff I'm going to be doing and want to be doing. It's just about getting the time to be able to put those kind of things in motion. Really, that's going to be my big thing next year. I need to get a little bit more organised.
I think my big thing from last year to this year is I've got 9 months of like a video every week, and then I've just got a 3-month gap where you just like the channel's not getting anywhere, and back when the season starts in pre-season, you've just got to build up everything again. Feels like you're just restarting the channel every year.
Yeah, and that's been interesting for me this summer about what I've been putting onto the channel. I've got to get ahead of that for next season. That once the season stops, this is what's going to be happening over the summer. I think this year's been very much right. Well, once I've recorded something and once I've edited it, then it goes live. But again, we both know how YouTube's algorithm works. It doesn't like it when one week you upload on a Tuesday and then next week you've got one on a Monday and a Thursday, and then you've then got nothing for the next week, but then the following week you've got a Monday and a Friday. The algorithm doesn't like it. It's not consistent enough. So that's why I need to get into the hang of, right, next season, these are the 20 videos I want to be making. I'm going to be doing 4 a week, and then, sort of taking it from there, really. But it's difficult because you don't know when the season's going to finish, because non-league football and football in general is so all over the place. You don't really know how things are going to go, but it's just about getting yourself organised, really. And I think that's a big learning curve for me this season as well. I'm probably on the same wavelength as you. It's about getting content consistently ready and raring to go as well.
I think the bit with the YouTube is you've got to try and balance the YouTube algorithm with what you want to do as well. It's alright doing all these extra videos, but if you're not got your heart in it, then it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, so very true, very true. People can pick up on when you're not enjoying doing something very quickly. So, there may be the occasional video where my heart's not really in it and I won't actively push it as much as the other stuff. But, as you said, it's about getting that balance right between what YouTube wants and what you want and what your audience wants, because at the end of the day, your audience is the most important thing. So, it's about finding that balance.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we end the podcast, or?
No, I mean, I'm happy. We've kind of gone through, what we set out and talked about there. I mean, for yourself, obviously you've talked about your channel and your dreams. I mean, what are your goals for the upcoming season? Have you set yourself any objectives as to what you want to be doing for next year? Have you got kind of like a subscriber target in mind or a view target in mind? What's your thoughts, really?
My only real target is to try and get to 1,000 subscribers, which you did. Was it last week sometime?
It was the second from last game of the season, so it's about midway through May we finally reached it. So yeah, so 1,000 subscribers is your target, is it?
I don't know how realistic that's going to be by the end of the season. After I don't even think I'm 100 at the moment, but It's a bit like a snowball effect on YouTube. The more views and subscribers you get, the more you're going to gain, really.
Yeah, it's about getting yourself organised. It's about having the thumbnails on point. It's about getting your tags right in your videos, the descriptions right. It's about the promotion that you do. It's about how you interact with everyone as well. Um, there's so many things you've got to factor into it. You can't. I was guilty of doing it when I did Football Manager stuff. You just uploading a video and you're kind of just sitting there like, well, why is no one watching it? Why is no one subscribing? And then, it just takes time. It just takes time. And as I said, the most important thing really is that you're enjoying what you're doing. If you're not, then there's the people that watch your videos will know that you're not enjoying it, and they won't subscribe. But I think the big thing for me this year is why it took me so long, because I was hoping to have it done quite a while ago. I think the big thing for me is that a lot of the people that watch my stuff don't know what subscribing on YouTube means.
Yeah, I get that a lot as well.
They don't understand. They can watch a video on YouTube, that's absolutely fine, but they don't understand why. Well, why do I subscribe? What do I get if I subscribe? Does it cost me anything? There's so many questions that people have got. And again, that's why I talk to people before and after the game so that they understand what it is that I'm doing and what they can do to help as well. So as I said, it's about having that. It's about, again, I've repeated it several times, but it's about communication. It's all about communication. So I think for me next season, I to be honest, I haven't really set myself any sort of targets. I just want to get more consistent content throughout a week. I think that's my big thing, and it's about finding another way of being able to do that. That's what I want next year. I want to be able to have consistent content through not just the weekend, but also the week as well. And then where that goes, I don't know. Ultimately, I want something part-time to come off the back of all of this. And if it can, then great. But we shall see. I think it's always an interesting thing setting yourself a target. I did it. I wanted 1,000 subscribers before 2019 started. Didn't quite happen, but we got there at the end of the season, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think when you have to set yourself targets or you're just going to plateau, I think my main target for the next year is just to improve on what I did last year, to get some more graphics done. I know you're better at graphics than I am.
Well, that was all self-taught. I watched tutorials on how to do certain things. I've watched countless YouTube videos on how to do, how to market, how to do marketing, how to do the branding, how to do the thumbnails, how to do tags. I spent, because I was off work for 7 months with the ankle problem, I spent a lot of that time researching. I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing, waiting for my ankle to recover. I researched a lot, and I put so much time and effort into my channel to get it up to the point where, right, from August, we're going. We are hitting the ground running, and we're not going to stop. Or, throughout Christmas, we're not going to stop. New Year, we're not going to stop. So I put a lot of time and effort into it this year, and it's about that dedication to what you're doing, really.
I think the hardest bit is when you got people around you that are like, I know it's probably not the best people to have around you, but they're kind of discouraging you. They don't really see the benefit of it, and you just gotta be a little bit selfish for yourself, really.
Block that noise out. Block the noise out. It's I think a lot of people, when they're discouraging you, is because they don't understand what it is that you're doing. I've had it with a lot of my family. Just like, well, do you get paid from it? well, no, not at the moment. I don't get paid from it. Well, why are you doing it then? And it's just a lot of people don't understand what YouTube is still. I said it's just about blocking that noise out and just continuing to do what you do and just putting a little bit of sacrifice into it, really. And
I think even when you do it, you gotta, like, people, oh yeah, I want to go out and go shopping this Saturday. I'm like, I've already said to this club 3 weeks ago I'm going to go to that game. And they just don't get it for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I have a very understanding wife who has been fantastic with me this year, um, and I always run through every single game with her to make sure that she's all right and that we haven't got anything else planned. And if I have got stuff planned, then that's absolutely fine. A game just has to take a little bit of a backstop for one weekend, and I'll try to then go to a game midweek to make up for it. So, we have that. I always run everything by her just to make sure that, as I said, she's absolutely fine with it, and then that way no one's disappointed.
As long as you're both happy, it's all alright.
Well, I mean, I am. I don't know about her, but I'll find out later on tonight, I guess.
I suppose, yeah. Anyway, I think we'll end it there for today. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
No worries. Thank you very much for having me on. Appreciate that.
It's been a long time in coming as well.
Yeah, we've been trying to get this sorted out for blooming ages, haven't we? But we finally got there. Yeah, thank you very much for having me on the channel. Appreciate it.
No problem. I'll leave you links in the description. Just send me a couple of links just so I don't forget anything.
Yep, no worries at all.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.